Ball player who served as the warm-up act at the Gore-Obama event last night in Michigan was Chauncey Billups of the Detroit Pistons. I believe I identified him as playing for the Denver Jelly Makers, who went out of business after the 1946 season. And the reason the next warm-up act, Jennifer Granholm, the governor of Michigan, pulled off her shoe will be explained shortly. But when I said she was evoking memories of Castro at the UN, I should have said Khrushchev at the UN, even though there's no evidence Khrushchev actually took off his shoe and banged it on the podium at the UN. Maybe I just should have said the governor reminded me of the Denver Jelly Makers, who went out of business after the 1946 season. Our number one story in the countdown, and we haven't even gotten to the humor by politicians like Cindy McCain's latest recipe scandal, or this video, a Democratic internet ad in sheep's clothing.
We're voting Republican because we don't like shopping at small neighborhood stores.
We don't want the problem of choosing where to shop.
And we just love cheap plastic crap from China.
Bye-bye, baby. Have a good day. Here. I'm voting Republican so that my little Caitlin can be in a classroom with at least 30 other children. That way, she can be challenged by fighting for attention.
I'm voting Republican because women just can't be trusted to make decisions about their own bodies. Never, ever, ever.
I'm voting Republican because
I really enjoy being screwed by the utility companies.
We need more minorities in prison.
Because hybrid cars really suck.
I just don't feel I deserve health insurance.
Because Texas needs more billionaires.
I'm voting Republican because sometimes the Constitution is just one big inconvenient headache.
I think the whole world should be run by one big corporation. I think it'd be so much cozier.
So I can stay in Iraq.
So I can go to Iran.
How about I'm voting Republican for the recipes? Cindy McCain caught with her hand in the cookie jar this time. Once again, the would-be state dinner hostess is accused of stealing a recipe. This one, a butterscotch oatmeal concoction appearing under her name in Parents Magazine, but taken word for word from a Hershey's website. And lastly, there is Governor Granholm. The governor mentioned Senator Clinton, whom she'd previously supported, and the crowd booed. The governor held her pump aloft and declared, quote, "These high heels have carried a lot of weight for first women everywhere, but I'm proud to say that I'm supporting Barack Obama to be the next president of the United States." To follow that act, let's bring in comedian Christian Finnegan, also a regular contributor to VH1's Best Week Ever. Good evening, Christian.
Good evening, sir.
Is this the new thing for the Obama campaign? I mean, isn't this a bit out of Monty Python's Life of Brian? I mean, is this going to supplement the fish jab?
Well, I think it could be. I mean, when you're a woman angrily shaking your pump at a group of people, that makes a strong statement. Unfortunately, that statement is, I'm one of the pissed-off housemates on Flava of Love.
Her point had to do with the bearing the weight of progress. I think that's what she was saying. But brandishing the shoe, just brandishing it, is that a half measure? Should she have, tossed it in the air or balanced it on her head or something? Or?
Well, the least you could have done is take the Filene's Basement price tag off the sole. But I think you're right. If you're going to take off the shoe, you can't be afraid to use it. I mean, this might be a new opportunity. She could be like the personal Obama henchwoman, like Odd Job from the Bond movies.
That's just whip it at somebody. All right, this video, no doubt many Republicans would disagree, but did that montage provide any kind of valuable public service?
Oh my God, this video is going to make so many converts for the Democrats. All those people out there thinking, you know what, I really love the political far left. If only they could be a bit more smug. Honestly, it's like, I agree with all the points the video is making, but halfway through, I found myself momentarily longing for fascism. Usually, I only have that feeling when attending an outdoor music festival. Less
might have been more on that one.
Yeah.
Cindy McCain, if she doesn't want to sit home and bake cookies or worrying about baking cookies, nobody's going to blame her. She shouldn't. She should just, instead of doing what she did, should she just say, "Look, I'm not a cook. I don't want to be a cook. I don't want to make cookies." Instead of just stealing people's recipes and putting her own name on them.
Well, if you're going to steal, it would have been so easy for her to sort of Cindy McCain-ize these recipes. All she'd have to do is just put the phrase, "tell your hired help" before each instruction. Like, tell your hired help to mix 3 eggs in a bowl. Tell your hired help to add a cup of sugar. Make sure not to spill anything on your fluorescent purple lady suit.
And, of course, you're forgetting the other thing based on where the family income comes from. Just mix plenty of Anheuser-Busch brewing products in there. That's right. Just add a little bud, and then at the bottom of the recipe it says, as they say on the commercials, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri. That last recipe appeared in Parents Magazine, and in the comments section, one reader compared the cutting and pasting by Cindy McCain to that of her husband's policies. I'm thinking that was not what she was going for in this.
Well, I mean, at least Cindy McCain is plagiarizing Hershey's, and they're sort of an authority on cookies. Her husband is plagiarizing President Bush. I mean, that's like taking a cookie recipe from a vegan. Ugh.
Do we have, lastly, combining all of the day's news, other solid reasons to vote Republican that were, say, perhaps left out of that video or left out of the McCain recipe scandal?
A personal plea here. As a comedian, I'm begging you not to elect Barack Obama, because I have no angle on this guy whatsoever. It's been months. Nobody knows what's funny about him. I mean, there's only so many purple lips jokes to go around.
Oh, well, you got to go talk to Fred Armisen because he's got the stare down. Let's start with him.
Yeah.
All right, Chrisian Finnegan, comedian and contributor to VH1's Best Week Ever. Thank you, sir.
Good night, sir.
And that's countdown for this, the 1,875th day since the declaration of mission accomplished in Iraq.